And hello, everybody. Gabe the Izzard back in his hometown, my hometown, the hometown, Little Rock, Arkansas, standing in front of the Arkansas State Capitol. It's right there, I promise. The Capitol building is right there. You will see it in a second. I'm going to start a walk just around the Capitol grounds. I am on the northeast corner, standing in front of the Confederate Soldiers of Arkansas Memorial, with the flowers blooming, the angel up above. And there is no barricade around the statue. That was barricaded off during last year's civil unrest. Here's the Arkansas Education Association building. A bus stop right here at the Capitol grounds. I am walking counterclockwise around the state capitol. Here is the north side. I'm walking south. It is a fairly cloudy day, but it feels great out here. The actual address to the Arkansas State Capitol, if you Google it, you can put in Arkansas State Capitol, and it will come up to 500 Woodlawn. But right here is Martin Luther King Jr Drive. It actually traverses. There's a few monuments here with state buildings where legislatures and different departments of the state government are held. Here is a huge bell. A Liberty-looking bell. It's the American Revolution Bicentennial Memorial. Governor David Pryor was the governor during this. Put here in 1976. That was a great year. 200 years after our Declaration of Independence, and the Great Seal of Arkansas, Liberty Bell, right there. There's lots of cars here. I believe that there's I think that there might be a session going on, like an emergency session. Here, if you're noticing these folks standing here, this is the Little Rock Nine. They were part of the crisis at Central High, but they are memorialized here, and it has all of their names down here on plaques. Pretty cool to have here on the state grounds. I'm gonna tromp through the grass here. I'm gonna walk up the steps and make my way around to the west side. The Arkansas State Capitol was started construction in 1900. These doors are locked. There's no entrance here. And it took 15 years to construct the building at a cost of $2.2 million. That is a large amount of dough, especially for that era. Nice view of the dome. Lots of parking here, legislative parking. These buildings here, that's the Bureau of Legislative Research right there. And then a Department of Education. And other buildings. I can tell you this. Somebody's cooking lunch and it smells fantastic. Here's another memorial here. This is for the Gold Star families and relatives. It's a nice statue here. You can see, it actually has what looks to be someone saluting. And if you don't know what a Gold Star family is, it is a family of a person that died while serving the country. And it's a nice memorial here. Benches to reflect, and then here are some bricks, and these would be memorials of people from Arkansas that died. As you can see, there's names and dates of death, branches of military service, and this is a fairly new memorial. I'm not exactly sure when they put this in, but it was just within the last few years. Make my way down here. I'm going to be on the direct west side, kind of walking in the street here, but I wanted to come over to this big boulder, and I have no idea what this boulder is. Never really came over here. It says this granite boulder was placed here June 15th, 1936 to commemorate the 100 year of Arkansas statehood. The boulder weighs nearly 20 tons. It was brought from Granite Mountain, 5 miles south of this point, and placed by the authority of Governor J. Marion Futrell under the direction of George Donahue. Yes, we became a state in 1836. And here is some more rocks holding this up. As I say, I'm on the west side, and it brings me to this, which is the Arkansas Fallen Firefighters Memorial. It's on this nice little rounded amphitheater type area. As you can see, there's a hook and ladder. the placard and the sponsors that you can see here. This is called the Angel of Mercy. You can see they are first responders. Nice statues. And then it has names of those fallen Arkansas firefighters. That is the Department of Education right over there. I'm going to make my way over here to the sidewalk to make my way around to the south side. Here is a humongous tree. I would say that this tree has been around for as long as the Capitol. It is very large, big around. Lots of branches. And is casting quite a bit of shade. And I'm not talking about the type of shade that you would throw at someone you don't like. Here's a copy of the Ten Commandments. It is protected by 4 concrete pillars because when they first put this out here, it was back over this direction. Somebody came and drove over it. And this is a plaque stating that this ground was once occupied by the Arkansas Penitentiary, which was used as a prison during the war between the states by both Union and Confederate forces. Some work being done there. I'm going to take my time to cross this pedestrian crossing. I'm not sure what that building is there, but it is a cool rounded building with glass. I have no idea what that is. Now I'm here on the north side. State Police, Capitol Police have nice rides. Should have just walked on the sidewalk there, but sometimes I'm a moron. Alright, so now I'll come along here to the Eternal Flame of Freedom. On this date, the Eternal Flame was rededicated on behalf of the American Legion Department of Arkansas in appropriation for all those, appreciation for all those that has served the organization and its programs. That was June 10th, 1993. You can maybe hear it. You can see a little glimmer of flame. It's a kind of a windy day, so the flame is being blown about. There's a squeaky Denali. As I pulled up, there were news cameras out. So there is something happening today. There is quite a bit of cars and activities here. And here is a memorial erected in 1917 for the memory of the soldiers of the War of 1812. There's a water fountain there. It actually even has the names of the Arkansans. John Martin. I actually have a friend named John Martin. I know that he wasn't one of those. Let's just take a peek. Oh yeah. I'm wondering if some of the homeless bums know about that. If they know that there's a water fountain there that they could get water refilled, drink, quenching of thirst. And here is a Medal of Honor. Memorial. Arkansas Medal of Honor Memorial, put here November 18th of 2000. There is a American flag. And here are the recipients. Most of these were in World War II. And General Douglas MacArthur, which was born here in Little Rock, Arkansas, at the Little Rock Arsenal, which is now the Arkansas Military Museum of History, or something to that effect. Also has been named MacArthur Park. So I'm gonna shoot through the gravel here. Another Arkansas and American flag. And this has names of people. And I don't really know why this is here or what it is for. There's no clear documentation. I don't know if this is it in memory of Patricia Burleson. I don't think that's what it's here. Maybe that piece is. I don't know. But there's a section there with It is the Law Enforcement Officers Memorial. I wish that I would have given it a little more respect, but it wasn't very clear what it was. That's the law enforcement, Arkansas Law Enforcement Officers Memorial on the north side of the Capitol Mall. And this is 7th Street. And this intersection is Martin Luther King. So this is on Martin Luther King on the south side of the Arkansas State Capitol. I have done a walk down West 7th Street. You can watch that. I think I actually ended over by MacArthur Park. Here is a shot of the Arkansas Vietnam Veterans Memorial with the United States of America flag, U.S. flag, the POW MIA flag, and the Capitol in the background. This has been here for quite a while. I remember when they installed this. I'll probably have an exact date somewhere. It was put here in 1987. I remember my dad brought me over here. There's a Vietnam soldiers, what they looked like. And the block commemorating all branches of the military. And then the names etched into the wall. Quite a bit of Arkansans served in Vietnam and paid the ultimate price. Let's make my way back out from the way I had came. There's the news lady that was doing an interview. Capitol grounds does have quite a bit of trees out here for shade. I've seen field trips where school kids have been sitting under the trees eating lunch. And these are some pretty old trees. Like that tree right there has got a few years in its back pocket. This is always a great shot. Beautiful. And this is the Confederate women of Arkansas. You can see their ladies and the children are sad to see the man of the house go and fight for their states. Whipping around. That is a good view. And yes, these are all state offices, lobbyist offices. Everything that you could imagine people would need to run a state government. Making my way to the due east section of the Capitol grounds. I'm gonna walk up this side. Reconstruction of the East Promenade completed in 2004. And there is a monument for Kelly Bryant, Secretary of State from 1962 to 1975. A little memorial for him. There is the Capitol. Many prom pictures are taken here. I am going to one day go up into the dome. I don't know when, but it will happen. Whoop. Squirrel. You had a threatening pose. Used to, this was the way that you would get into the Capitol, but now the entrance is directly below these doors in a tunnel. You have to go through the metal detectors and security, and that opens up into the rotunda. There I am. Hi-yo. Try the doors. Nobody's home. So here we go. The big reveal. This is the view. That is going down Capitol Avenue. Got to think, when this was built in 1900s, skyscrapers weren't here. And you could view out, this was a hill. You could just look out over the city of Little Rock. Now, buildings have kind of taken away that view, and these trees. Let's do my little jog down those steps. There's a placard. Here it is. These Capitol grounds considered the most beautiful in the nation. They are pretty beautiful. Been to a few state capitals. Some are very plain. If you joined me on Phoenix, Arizona trips, you know that it just looks like a regular old building. They do have the USS Arizona there, though. That's pretty cool. There is a USS Arkansas, but I don't know if it's been decommissioned yet. Who knows? Maybe it'll be parked right out here one day. Doubt it. Now, I am making my way to the place from which I came. It's been a 30-minute walk. Thank you for joining me. Like and subscribe if you haven't already done it. Thank you for always tagging along. I will see you in the next one. 30 minutes now.